Hopefully that fixes that problem, folks. Let me see if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me now? All right, now you can hear me. Gotcha. Thanks for letting me know. That's a glitch that YouTube's been having recently. If you guys start doing a live feed and you glitch out or you can't hear your audio, just put that, refresh that real quick. Again, thank you guys for letting me know. That way I didn't have to spend 20 minutes sitting in there without anyone hearing me. I really do appreciate that, moderators. Yeah, it does that sometimes. Let me refresh this so I can get, here comes our first train already, folks. Here we are. Let's see, 18 people and 7 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. California and Monster. And happy Sunday, my friends, by the way. Happy Sunday. And train. I had just gotten that set up right too. And oh well. Yeah, we had just gotten her set up and had to refresh it real quick. Trying to get our camera angles right here. That is still like just a hair off. Barely my back is sticking off the feed, so. JR, what's going on? How you doing, JR? JR says let's go. Let's see, PA, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? PA says a little chilly down there, Mike. Yeah, it's not too bad. 60, 55, 60 degrees. We're in the sun. It's manageable. Yeah, it's manageable, folks. Got a hand on my glasses. Get off of this sticker. Yeah, and I hate it when you got glass. Well, if you don't wear glasses, you don't know. Every once in a while, you'll have an ant or something walk right by your glasses, and the sucker won't get off. See, 23 people and 10 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we're back to settling chat here. See, Malik, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Malik says, is that the night owl that's alive? Night owl? Well, I thought my eyes were bad there, Malik. It's the daytime. Yeah, it's sunny out here right now, Malik, so. Boy, like I said, I thought my eyes were bad. You Google me. We're up in the trees right now, folks. Not much of a chance of fishing a lot of my spots down here. It's got one spot here, one spot there. That would take me. There's another one further down there. I'd have to wade up the bank to get to that one. Yeah, we're up a good. Remember our last live stream with Steven? He had his tripod on the rock to the right of you guys. And that rock's it's a gigantic rock about the size of half the size of a truck. And he had his tripod on top of it, and that's about halfway underwater now, so. And we've gone up for probably another foot since last evening. Guys giving it up?
No, we're going there. Look up. Good
luck, guys. I know I'm a little loud sometimes. I apologize.
You ain't interrupted yet.
I might need to refresh these worms a little bit. We're just getting started. This water's up pretty high. I'm sure there's like insects and everywhere down here, so I gotta tempt these guys into hitting. I do have some big night crawlers in here that are gonna put out a heck of a lot of scent. There's a good one. See the current's holding. I don't know. He's kind of backing up back here right now. That big night crawler in there, I put a piece of night crawler on this one and a couple little red worms, and they got the night crawler off without even me noticing. Alright, let's get serious here. Oh, there's a nice one to hit the surface. That's a little further out than I can cast. I got stuck in the rocks. Now, that's the problem with this rising water. You got a lot of debris stuff. Luckily, with the little jig head crawler technique, you do get it out of those rocks much easier than you would if you had like a Carolina rig on. It's not as effective as getting the fish to hit, but at the same time, you can fish areas that you wouldn't be able to fish normally without losing the majority of your gear. That's why I like to use that jig head when I'm in and around rocks and stuff. Rocks, riprap. You can get a bait into some of the gnarliest locations. Because you can't catch a fish in a spot unless you can fish it. Alright, that's tightening my drag here a little bit. Alright, that's pretty good. How's that line holding? Pretty straight out. That's pretty good too. Now, I might put some corn on here right by the bank. I don't know. I haven't seen any carp hitting the surface yet. Because that fish I saw out there, that was definitely a blue cat or a channel. Probably a blue with how deep he is out there. That's about 2 or 3 pounds. Malik says, from yesterday, oh, I got you now. That's fine, come on. Oh, he was hitting it. Got him. It's on, folks. It's on. What do we got? Well, I was fighting out there deep for a minute. What is he doing now? He's running in with it. Sheesh. That fish ran all the way into the bank. That's our first fish of the day. Steady pound freshwater drum. That first fish, folks. Hey, you can't complain about it when you're catching fish that quickly. And we're angled just a little bit off there. All right, there we go. Gotta love it, folks. Look at his tail. He's been in there nesting, digging out them beds. Probably a small male. He's in there, you know, got his little nesty spot dug out. Females dropping their eggs, and he's doing his thing. And let's get a little close up for this guy before we let him go. Gotta love it, folks. Happy Sunday, by the way. Happy Sunday. All right, buddy. See you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're pushed all the way back to where the people build the campfires. Literally, I'm standing where people build the campfires here. So let me get a worm back on here and I'll come check that chat, okay? Does make sense for them to be out there a little deeper right now. The smaller fish are kind of scared of getting eaten, so they're moved out there a little deeper. The big ones are in here shallow. Every once in a while, one of those smaller ones will sneak in here to try and grab something to eat, and that's when they get eaten. Right. That's been working very good down here recently, too. That little, keep that into that worm dangle trick. I want to make sure that hook is totally exposed. Our barbs are pretty much pinched on these guys because these drum will swallow those hooks down in their crusher rods. I gotta, without doing that, I'd lose every hook down here in 20 minutes. All right, that is stabilized. Make sure that's tightened. All right. Back in chat here. Where's the cell phone? Not there it is. I might be able to shed my jacket here in a minute. Let's see, Red Bull, what's going on? How you doing, Princess? Red Bull says, hope you have a great, wonderful day. Thank you, Princess, and I appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Let's see, PA says, someone I'm gonna crowd you. That's no worries. And by the way, thank you, Danny, for putting up that link, PayPal and Cash App. Oh, you little stinker. That was a pretty good bite right by the bank. Peck. If you guys want to donate to the channel, PayPal and Cash App is linked in the description. After that phone bill, yeah, that pretty much drained our funds, so we're working from scratch again. You know, my main channel, also I have Chime linked there too. If you guys are more comfortable with that, all those donations help out the channel, groceries and everything. I just like to mention it once a feed. Yep, thanks, Danny. I appreciate it. And by the way, Danny, thanks for coming in, my friend. Thank you. Yep, Danny's got one drum, my friend. Let's see back in what's going on. How you doing, Terry? Terry says nice. That's an interesting one. Let's see, Mr. GT. Mr. GTI, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? GTI says hi. See, Tom, what's going on? How you doing, Tom? Tom also says hi. Let's see. Vance, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Vance says hi. Don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends. Let's see, Mahad, what's going on? How you doing, Mahad? Mahad with the fishy emojis. Mahad with more fishy emojis. Let's see, Rich, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Rich says get him. I'm working on it, buddy. We're getting bites on both rods. I'm always worried when it goes up a little bit from a previous location so quickly that it might push them in or out, but they seem to be holding relatively close to where they usually are. See, bass fishing, what's going on? How you doing, bass fishing? Bass fishing says MVP. Let's see, Superfly, what's going on? How you doing, Superfly? Superfly says, hey, MVP. How you doing today, my friend? Hope you're having a great Sunday. See, Mahad says hi. See, Surf Fishing says, hey, y'all. See, Mahad says hi again. See, Mahad says, I am coming fishing. Awesome, my friend. I hope you catch some. It's a great day to get out fishing, my friends. Let's see, False North, what's going on? How you doing, Jason? Jason says, hey, Mike. Let's see, Mahad with fishing emojis. Hot says he's from Saudi Arabia. Awesome, my friend. As you know, this is St. Louis, Missouri. Out on the big old mighty muddy Mississippi River. I tell you what, it is getting a little warm here. I'm gonna shed my jacket here, get down to just my tops on my overalls. Get a little sun on my arms. Ah. Yeah, it's warm enough, I think, just in this sun for sure. All right, that feels better. I was getting a little hot there in the sun, but I think we'll do okay in like this. Now, hopefully no big old barges come by and try to knock us off the spot. Chat here. Let's see, 67 people in. Incredible. And 29 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Yep, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's see, Richard, what's going on? How you doing, Richard? Richard's from Germany. We've caught one freshwater drum, about a pound so far. Been in 12 minutes. That big old mighty muddy Mississippi River is up to flood stage now. We're at like 29.6 feet. Yeah, the levee goes up a little bit higher than the actual flood stage, because over the years, you know, that silt and everything is built up just a little bit higher than that. So it's got to get up to about 32 feet before it actually goes over the levee down here. We're in the trees, folks. We are literally fishing in the trees down here. SSS. See, Surf Fishing says, I used to work for the Carnival Cruise line. We used to sail down the Mississippi. I don't think I've seen any like cruises down here. Now I have seen them up in Columbia Bottoms, because up there is the Missouri River. I think those were a casino, you know, the casinos. That was years ago, though. Mahad says, how much rupees kilo for fish? Well, that drum's about that big, so yeah, give or take. Kilos, I'm not great with converting from to metric. See, Eric, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Eric asked a new spot today. We're a little bit further upriver. There's a pop on that one. Man, that sucker hit that hard. Yeah, we're kind of having to keep moving further upriver and further up this way. Yeah, the bridge is about 150 yards behind you guys. It's the same river, but further that way. Not really. I did see like a star beside, well, it wasn't a star, I think it was a satellite beside the moon yesterday evening. Couldn't have been a planet, because it was like, it was just a little bit too bright and big in the horizon. Do see some unusual things down here sometimes. A lot of shooting stars when you get down here at night, because there's virtually no light down here except for across the river. Those seen a lot of shooting stars over the years. I don't know. I think they gave up on us a long time ago. We're kind of that old sitcom where every once in a while they check in on us and go, oh Lord, they're still doing the same stuff. on here. That's a pretty good pop on that deep rod. I might have to check that. Sometimes they'll grab it and just sit there with it. And that line is kind of slack. That might be what he did. Still a little too cool to wear my shorts down here, and with the wind, the overalls are kind of the only safe bet to deal with this stuff down here. Nothing on there. That's a good pop out there, though. Yeah, that hook's perfectly exposed, and that little tag end on that night crawler looks really, really interesting for something. I'm going to break that tag end off, and I'm going to rehook it here. That way I'll make it a little bit more active. That's going to be wiggling big time right on the bottom. Hopefully that gets in front of something and he can't stand it. It's like, why won't that stop wiggling? Yeah, common species down here are buffalo, grass carp, freshwater drum, common carp, blue cat channel, catfish, sturgeon, a few stripers here and there. Haven't seen a walleye in about 6 months down here. I don't know where they've been. They usually get a few in the high water. I'm not sure. Let's see. Progression, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Progression says you caught any yet? We've caught one freshwater drum, about 1 pound. We just got started on this feed, so we get a lot of bites down here. Always the same 3 lights that appear to the over Indian Oak, but probably more east than that. That's probably what it is. This is a very nice fishing place. It's right by the levee, and there's a kind of a path that you can drive down there. You can park within well, maybe 20, 30 yards from your actual location, so you can carry your gear out here. Now, when the water gets lower, you got to carry it another 30 yards or so down the bank. Here comes the train, folks, behind you. Earbuds out. I'll get down. John P, what's going on? How you doing, John P? John P says MBP. He's got the prayer and the heart emojis. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Gotta go to channel on this one. Let's see, Felix, what's going on? How you doing, Felix? Felix says hi. How you doing today, my friend? Says usually it's a non-stop action here. Yet the water's up pretty high right now, so we're kind of managing with a buttload more water down here for these fish to hide in. Especially we're just getting started. These guys have got to get the smell of the bait in the water. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Travis. John P, look up. Busy in the hearty emoji. He says hello, everyone. Come on. Got him. It's on, folks. It's on. Well, that's fighting pretty good. Well, he's diving. Man, that fish is pulling. That don't feel like a drum. Popped off right by the bank, man. Crap. This thing coming. That shouldn't have popped off. I think that was a channel catfish, about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds. Not sure why that popped out. That hook is like, look at that. Sticks to my finger, it's razor tip sharp. That's okay, that wasn't that big. I mean, it's a nice fish. I would like to have gotten it in, but just a quick release. In fact, I would like to have seen it more than landed it, but well. It's another nice fish. That was way bigger than our first one. Fighting much harder. Thought I set the hook on that good. Do you think I set that on that good, folks? I thought I did. Weird. When that kind of stuff happens, it makes you question what you're doing. As an angler, you're wondering, what did I do wrong? Nothing. I mean, really. I mean, I really did nothing wrong here. Back. Man, I had that fish right to the, I mean, within a split second of lifting it up out of the water, too. So close, and yet so far. Oh well, it happens. The only thing you can do is go, oh well. I wonder if these guys, get some corn out here. I think what happened was that that night crawler turned back in on itself. So I'm using smaller hooks to be able to hook these like buffalo and smaller fish, and I think that night crawler turned back in on itself and hooked the hook. And I didn't get a piercing through it. It's just, yeah. Enough said. I'm sure we'll get another one out here soon enough. Good. And that was a nice one up the bank too. Thanks. 96 people in. Incredible, my friends. And 37 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Thank you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, Mr. Man. That was popping it. Yeah, I was just popping it out there. That's what he did to that worm. These guys aren't giving me much of an opportunity to get to that shad right now. I think that will do. Right back out there. And here come the waves from that barge. This can be tough down here sometimes, folks. Get some big reels down here. Yep, gotta watch that. That's hopefully the worst of that wave. And I think it was. Check it out of here right now. Got rubber hooks, I know. Yeah, I know, PA. I can't catch them all. I try, though. I definitely try. John said, PA, awesome, folks. Let's see, yep, rubber hooks, brother. Gets you every time. Them daggone rubber hooks. They put one in every box, don't they? PA says super, laughing his butt off. Yeah, looks like a nice. Yeah, it looked like a nice one. It was a couple pounds. I think that was a channel cat. Because the way that was staying deep and kind of spinning, either that or a small blue cat. Yeah, you know those catfish bite a little bit differently than the drum, so it wasn't that big per se, but it was a nice one. Let's see, Yoshi, what's going on? How you doing, Yoshi? Yoshi says, MVP, good luck out there today. Thank you, my friend. Awesome you stopping by today. He says, John P. Let's see, Les, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Let's just hit that like button. Yes, sirree, like and subscribe. Helps out the channel so much, my friends, especially if you want to come in, enjoy some outdoor fishing, outdoor activity, get to chat around with people, chat, joke. Yeah, we were up to 116 there for a minute. Yep, I appreciate you guys coming in and enjoying the show today. Happy Sunday. That's a something missing with it out there again. We got a lot of debris floating around right now, folks. We're into the trees, so this stuff is like, man, this stuff is everywhere. How is that holding? Can't really see it. Crap on the line there. Crap on that line. Let's see, Les. Let's see, Les says Yoshi. Superfly says hey, babe. Let's see, RL asks, what do you catch there then? Let's see, our primary species down here are freshwater drum, channel, blue catfish, grass carp, common carp, buffalo, sturgeon, and like a few stripers mixed in. Yeah, we get a wide variety of fish down here. Superfly says, I've been a victim of those rubber hooks myself. I think we all have. Let's see, Arnold, what's going on? How you doing, Arnold? Arnold says, what's up? Let's see, Superfly says, they sure do in my boxes, it seems. Yep. You're lucky if there's only one in a box. Let's see, Shades, what's going on? How you doing, Shades? Shades asks, where are we fishing? This is the big old mighty muddy Mississippi River, my friends. We're about a half mile from the Arch in St. Louis. John asks Yoshi. Let's see, Miss Giggy, what's going on? How you doing, Miss Giggy? Miss Giggy says, bless John and Joshua. Let's see, Jenny says, hi, John. PA says, Mississippi River Shade. Jenny says, hi, babe. He says, hi, Miss Giggy. Let's see, Jenny says, hi, Miss Giggy. See, Faye says, Danny. Let's see, Doda, what's going on? How you doing, Doda? Doda says MVP. Doda says Faye. Doda says PA. See, Yoshi says, Doda, damn. Danny says Doda. Doda says Giggy. Miss Giggy says Danny. Danny says Superfly. Let's see, Doda says Superfly. Giggy says Doda. See, Doda says Wes. See, Yoshi says, I like Doda better. Oh, Dodad. I got you. I don't know, Dodad, Dodad, do-dee-doo, do-dee-doo-da-day. Ah! Let's see, Dodad says, Dodad works good. Yo, boy. Ah! Let's see, 82 people in. Incredible, my friends. And 43 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I was getting a hit out there. I think he let it go. So let me see what he did to it. Yeah, one problem with this rising water is it definitely seems like they are hitting my night crawlers over my red worms far better because they can find these little stinkers in this water. Like, look at this. We've got muck and yuck and garbage and trash everywhere. And just, I think they're having trouble finding these baits in this friggin' high water. Whenever I put a fresh night crawler on, I get popped, but I only got about maybe 30 of them. Gotta be a little stingy. I'm putting good sized worms on here. Big old gobs. And it's hard to let a bait soak in this river right now for more than about 10 or 15 minutes because it gets like sticks and leaves and like muck all over the line and covers that bait pretty quick. Pretty good cast. That's where they've been hitting. Fine, stabilize. Oh, there went a. That honestly looked like a little. I didn't know any better. I swear that was a little walleye come up to the bank. A little walleye or sauger. Just come up and kind of, because that wasn't a gar. It was about this long, right? But it was thicker than you'd see a gar. Kind of like a little cigar. Kind of looked like either a little sauger or a walleye. That looks pretty good there. I'm not worried too much about this one. I'm not sure why they're not hitting it per se, but these guys do lose their scent after a while. Might have to kind of keep our worms here. And put a little corn on the corn and worm here. That might be of an interest because this corn is going. Yeah, it's going a little fermented. This is blue cat and common carp corn now. All sticky and icky and yucky, and this stuff puts out a lot more scent than your regular worms, that's for sure. With a couple handfuls of that stuff in the water, it's got to be putting out some more scent. Our last big blue cat we got down here last evening was on corn. So let me, yeah, this stuff is getting really slimy, man. Put on a little chunk of a night crawler right at the end of that. That looks like an interesting little meal for something. Assuming I can get this out of here without throwing it off. This stuff is kind of soft. That's a dang good cast. Wow. But what did I do there? That went like 20 feet. Just in time for a big old chunk of stuff to come floating down the river. Whack. Now there's fish on there too. Oops. Just in time for some crap to float down the river. That hit my line. Folks. What's out? Volume's down. That's better, folks. Hopefully that's in a good spot. Keep your finger crossed that lands in a good spot. But Danny says hi, PA. Steve says PA. See, Yoshi says PA. PA says dangle, doodah, what? Ow, that hurt my tongue. Why'd you do that? My tongue's like, I'm tired here. Yeah, so this Giggy, and Yoshi. See Nicole, what's going on? How you doing, Nicole? Nicole says hello, everyone. How you doing today, my friend? I hope you're having a great Sunday. Danny says hi, Nicole. Still does, I think the Dale is the redneck version of the mushmouth from the Cosby Kids cartoon, LOL. I don't know. See, Nicole says, hope all is well. See, Dodan says, Nicole. See, Yoshi says, Nicole. He says, for sure, Doda. See, Nicole says, Yoshi. See, Miss Giggy says, Nicole. Nicole says Miss Giggy. Nicole says, let's go 100. In the chat, 40, 48. Yep. Double tap that screen for me. Make sure to like and subscribe. Notice says Anna. See, Anna, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Anna says hi, Miss Giggy. Missed that one. See, Danny says hi, Anna. Miss Giggy says Anna. See, Danny says, yep, keep it PG-13. We do try to keep her PG-13. We try. We try. We fail miserably sometimes, but we try. CP says, everyone double tap the screen, please, and thank you. Anna says, Lucas says hi. Nicole says, yep, smash that like button. Danny says hi, Lucas. Says, hello, everyone. Miss Piggy says Lucas. See, Dorothy, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Dorothy says hi, Mike. How you doing today, Dorothy? Hope you're having a great Sunday. Let's see, Danny says hi, Dorothy. See, Yoshi says, LOL, if you still want him to watch, so maybe love to tap with the sledgehammer. That one. Little like meow on that one. Says hi, Danny. Yoshi says Dorothy. He says yes, Yoshi. See, Dota says Dorothy. See, Norma, what's going on? How you doing, Norma? Norma says hi. Salty Waters. Salty says hello, everyone. Salty says hello, everyone. Salty says, chilling today. Hope whoever fished did as well. Awesome, my friend. Sounds like you had a great day. Salty says hi, Dota. Dota says Salty. Salty says Dota. Stevie says Dorothy. See Virgo, what's going on? Hi, Ferg. Ferg says MVP in chat. How you doing today, Ferg? Fishing with Ferg. Let's see Salty clapping his butt off. He says, hi, Ferg. See Yoshi says Ferg. See Chris, what's going on? How you doing, Chris? Chris says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share, like it out, and it will help the channel. Yes, sirree, my friends. Berg. See, Berg says Yoshi, and he says hi, Chris brother. Yoda says Chris. See, Yoshi says Chris. Chris says Mr. President. See, Bird says Doda. See, Dorothy says Chris. Stevie says Chris. Chris says Doda. Sophie says, Mike, we need to get you a chair, bro. I'm okay, buddy. This is actually very comfortable for me. This is actually more comfortable than sitting on a chair. It's either this or sitting on the ground. Now, I will take one of those little stoopy, you know, one of those little things that it's about this tall. I can't sit up very high. I have to keep my legs kind of for the double joint hip. See, Sophie says, you have calves of steel, bro. See, Danny's laughing his butt off. It's Dorothy. Come on. Oh, you will. I think I got him. I think he's got me in something. Yeah, we're lifting him up, popped off. Man, he had me in something. Dang, no, he had me in something there. Yeah, there have been a lot of people fishing down here, so it's very possible that I'm getting stuck in someone's line. That's going to happen, folks, I'm afraid. Felt like someone's line. That's extremely possible. That's okay. I kept that line pulled up and got that hook out. I'd much rather lose the fish than to get it snagged out there and have him with the line stuck in him out there. I'm sure that fish would get that line off eventually, but I'd much rather have it this way. We're going to put some fresh night crawlers on here anyways. We need to get some fresh ones on. Alright, I think that will do. That's a nice little gobby gob of. That's a different type of worm, folks. That's a slime worm. They call them garden variety night crawlers. Our spot we were fishing yesterday is about a foot and a half that way. Yeah, it's underwater, folks. I had that one. She just felt like she had me in something, which is unfortunate, but that stuff kind of happens when you're down here on the river. Higher water, that's going to happen. We're looking okay as far as that is concerned. Let's see. Yoshi. Let's see. Radion. How you doing, Radion? Radion says hi. Let's see. Miss Kiki says, Tommy. Did I miss Tommy? Yep, Tommy Stamina, what's going on? How you doing, Tommy Stamina? Tommy says, Danny, how you doing, Tommy? Adventures, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Adventures says, catch anything. We've caught one freshwater drum, about a pound so far. We've had one fish hooked, got him right to the bank, and we just had another one snagged out here. The water's like right at flood stage right now, so there's a lot of crap and cruds floating around. This river gets tough when she gets high. See, Tommy says, Miss Giggy. See, Tommy says, I'm all right, Mike. Still alive, can't complain. That's, oh, pop, come on. I think I got him. Yep, I got him. That's a little guy, but, well, felt little there for a minute. He's starting to fight now. Jeez, dude, what is up with you? You just wait till the last second to start fighting? Yeah, just enough to run on my other line, you little stinker. Ah. Good job, buddy. They're good at doing that, aren't they? Keep off of here. There we go. Yeah, that's a nice little pounder. Pounder and some change. Let's see if I can get this on. This again. I don't want to have that go off on me. That's a nice little pounder and some change. That's over a pound for sure. Our second fish of the day. These guys are tough because this water's like Yeah, this is where people have been building fires down here for campfires. So we're fishing literally on top of where people do campfiring. That's our second fish of the day, folks. Number 2. Yeah, that's a nice solid pound drum. Buddy. Man, these guys are mean. Yeah, these are wild fish, man. They don't like being handled. Gorgeous fish, folks. Number 2. Gotta love it, folks. Gotta love it. All right, buddy. Let's get the hook out of you and get you back in the water. Let's see, where's that hook? We got our hook, our barbs pinched down pretty good, so all we have to do is push right back against that hook, and that popped out, but it come right back into his jaw. See? Get that right out. No muss, no fuss, no blood. Gorgeous fish, folks. See, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciated. All right, let's get this rod back out here. You see how the difference is when you put a fresh night crawler on as opposed to a like kind of an older one. It's just because they can't find this bait in this water. And that the fish got me in stupid crap and all the other stuff. Put another kernel of corn on this. This is some pretty gnarly corn right now. It's all slimy and yucky. Come on, fish, wake up, dummy. They do that sometimes. I don't know why the drum. They come from such deeper water. They gotta acclimatize to the shallow stuff, I guess. Back out. Probably should be, you know what? I really should. With me casting all this corn into the water, tell you what, instead of casting that corn all the way out there, let me just flip this right by the bank for a couple casts. I mean, with the corn I've thrown in, I'd be in here right by the bank. If I can get this stupid thing to... Let go. Stupid, one little stick. Sheesh. That was a nice fish that hit the surface right there. That looked like a blue. All right, I know where I want to cast now. I think I see where they're kind of holding. I think I'm casting out too far. I think they were in... that looked like a blue about 3 or 4 pounds. Definitely wasn't a drum. It was silver or silver white. Let's see, get a couple of night crawls out of here. Wow. Hang on, folks, let me get this rod back out of here. You guys are enjoying the show and hope you're having a great Sunday. I'm just going to gob these red worms on here. Try to get as many of them as I can on the hook. I don't think these things are putting out much scent. We're going to have to make some kind of movement out there to get these fish to hit. One more ought to do it. I'm going to put about 8 or 9 of these smaller worms on here. I got to go digging in my other... I brought 2 of these containers because the temperature's starting to get warmer. I didn't want to drop it. Probably should just gob up some red worms right by the back too on this one. Yeah, That's a big old gob of worms there. If that don't get nothing, I'll be surprised. Wrap around the tip. Wrap around the stick. Alright, I think we're ready to go. Here we go, folks. That drop straight down. Settled. This one's out of night crawler, so I've still got about 50 redworms in it. Go to the next one here and get some night crawlers out of this one. Oh yeah, this is the one that had the most amount of night crawlers in it. I remember that. Yikes, dude. Everywhere. Here. Yep. Backed up in chat here. 73 people and 65 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, Victor says nice. Let's see. Radion says, I'm not used to seeing this this view. I'm used to seeing the view with the railroad bridge. Hey, we're up so high that there is no bank to set up the camera for the railroad bridge. Kind of apologize for that. Once you get to a certain level here, you guys, the only spot to set up the camera was on the trail. So that's where you guys are. That's the trail that goes up to the little parking lot here. Yep, we've caught 2 drums so far. One about a pound and one just a little over a pound. See, Malik says, I think the fish don't know Mike is out there. Hey, they'll wake up soon enough. Get enough bait out here, they'll recognize it. Which kind of reminds me. Thanks for letting me know, Malik. This actually helps a lot. Just grab a few little worms. Soil, just toss that right by the bank. Get some bait in the water, get some scent in the water, draw these fish in here. See, Jenny says hi, milk. Let's see, Miss Kitty says Malik. Oh, Malik says Danny. See, Malik says Miss Kiki. See, Tommy says Malik. See, Malik says Tommy. See, Venture says, yep, fish on, my friends. See, Warren, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Warren says hi. How you doing, Warren? Yep, tube drum. Buddy, you got it. Desir, what's going on? Desir says he's from Brazil. Awesome, my friend. This is St. Louis, Missouri. You're on the mighty, muddy Mississippi River. Jill says hi. Miss Dee says Danny. Dijon. Gene says nice fish. Thank you, Gene, and thanks for coming in, my friend. I do eat a few fish. A lot of them I release if I don't need them right now. And I'm not starving per se, so I'll let them go and catch them another day. Tommy says, well, I'm happy you never have to wake me up. See, Yoshi says adventures. Adventures says Yoshi. See, PW, what's going on? P Wapo. Wapo says, it was a carp. No, that was a freshwater drum, my friend. Or commonly known as a white perch, or a, I've even heard them called sheephead. Let's see, EA says, Mike can read that river like a billboard. Yeah, I've been down here enough. I've definitely explored every inch of this river over the years. See the fishing felon, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Denny says correct. See, felon says hello, everyone. Denny says hi, felon. See, California says, I was just gonna ask. I had to be a mod on another channel. Let's see, Skeeter, what's going on? How you doing, Ryan? Ryan says, everyone cheers, Mike. Good luck today. Thanks, my friend. I hope your Sunday's going great. Let's see, Melvin, what's going on? How you doing, Melvin? Melvin says hi, all. And he says, hi, California. Danny says, hi, Skeeter. Chris says, sorry, I'm back. Danny says, Melvin. Let's see, Melvin says, hi, MVP. Chris, hey, bad boy, Melvin. Danny says, WB, Chris. Let's see, Melvin says, hey, Chris. Chris says, Mr. Skeeter. Melvin says, hi, Skeeter and Mr. Skeeter. Jenny says, Ryan says, howdy, everyone. Let's see, G-Man. G-Mac, what's going on? G-Mac asks, you catching anything? We've caught 2 pretty good freshwater drums so far. Water's up pretty high, so we've got to call these fish into us. California says, how big were the fish? One was about a pound, and the other one was probably just a couple hairs over a pound. Let's see, Texas River Cats, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Texas says, also called Jasper Goo. Yoshi says, here. See, Paul, what's going on? How you doing, Paul? Paul says, hey, hello, Mike. Paul says, how's it going today? See, we caught 2 freshwater drums so far. There's some bigger cats and stuff moving in here. It's kind of scaring our big drum right now. But they're still hitting. Chris says Paul. Yoshi says Paul. Elvis says, hey, Paul. Whiskey says Paul. Paul says, hello, Danny. Hello, Yoshi. Paul says, hello, Miss Kiki. See 65 people in it. 69 thumbs up. Incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tell you what, let me put that down here for just a second, and we're going to refresh these guys, especially this one. I think I should just keep this with a night crawler, because it doesn't seem like it's late enough to bring these blue cat stuff in right by the bank. So we're just gonna put a big old gob of night crawlers on this one, make it a jig head crawler trick. You've got trees floating by, folks. Got chunks of houses, and well, parts of like boards and stuff floating by. So that's probably chunks of boat docks from West Alton. Yeah, there's some boat docks and stuff up there in the back, and some of those sloughs that it really doesn't take flood water. I think that'll do for now. Nice little gobby gobbin night crawler. Couple little worms on there. That one looks pretty good. I like that a little bit further out, but I don't know. Let's see what's going on with this one. They just don't seem to like those big gobs of red worms right now. They can't find them. Not in this crap. can't identify it, I'm not going to put it on a hook. There's a night crawler. Yeah, there's a night crawler, folks. I hate to put all these on at once, but I'd like to get some fish on for you guys. Quick. I think that will do. Hopefully, if I keep that bait coming down off that hook. Those worms are just swarming around so much. Rehooking that hook. I think that'll do. Hook is just. I can't. That's the hook right there. So that's exposed. That's as big a gob of night crawlers as I can put on. I just did not like that. I need to put a tiny bit more bait on here. See that worm just a lot of that fell off. Kind of right in the middle, folks. Not quite warm enough to wear shorts and stuff out here, but it's warm enough to wear if you put like too many layers of clothing on, you're gonna sweat your butt off. See if I can get this in the right place. I want it right there. So that drifts right down to that one spot right there. That's pretty close. I mean, within an inch or two. Hopefully that worm made that trip okay. That line's like partially slack. Now this current is, like we have a current that's moving this direction, right? Then we have another current that's moving this direction. So that line initially wants to go this way. Then once it settles, it starts wanting to go back this way. So that's why your lines go slack out here sometimes. All right, that looks pretty good, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Oh, messed up screen here. Back in the chat here. What's going on? Let's see. Face says, Green New Zealand, one of dream places to go. Let's see, Green Leader, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Green Leader, says Paul. Let's see, Paul says, Night, Mike, so no skunk again. Nope, no skunk, my friend. And I think we've got some pretty good chances of getting some big fish when this water's high like this. That little jig head crawler technique right by the bank. That's a good one, Green, says Paul. Let's see, Paul says, hey, Green. Let's see, chilling with David. What's going on? How you doing, David? David says MVP. How you doing today, my friend? Let's see. Yoshi says, got you. Let's see, Paul says, hey, David. Let's see, Yoshi says, yep, visit. Let's see, David says, Paul. Let's see, Green says, nice one. Hey, you can get down here often. Let's see, Danny says, hi, David. See, Yoshi says, no, it's a dream always. Wanted to go visit New Zealand. Yeah, I've always wanted to travel. I'd really never have. Let's see, Denny, what's going on? How you doing, Denny? Then he says, hey, Mike, how you're catching all the fish? And good day, man. All right, I appreciate that. We've caught 2 so far today. We're working on more. Let's see, Randy, what's going on? How you doing, Randy? Randy says hello. How you doing today, my friend? Let's see, Green says, I see you hope make it down here. Let's see, Denny says, hi, Denny. See, Denny says, hey, Paul. Danny, oh boy. See, Yoshi says, thank you, Green. I hope so, too. Yep, 2 drum. You got it, buddy. Let's see, Randy says, nice. There, see, Larry, what's going on? How you doing there, Larry? Larry says hi. Let's see, Randy says, what are you fishing for behind the bridge? Let's see. Species down here right now: buffalo carp, common carp, grass carp, freshwater drum, blue cat, channel catfish. Let's see, sturgeon, a few stripers mixed in. Jenny says hi. And Yogi, what's going on? How you doing, Yogi? How you doing today, my friend? Yogi says, hey, Mike. Hope you're having an awesome Sunday, Yogi. See, Jenny says, hi, Yogi. Okay, we got our cell phone bill, but that's about it paid. Getting out here, making content for everyone. Let's see. Yogi says, looks like a beautiful day. Yeah, it's about 65 degrees. A little windy up there, but we're in kind of like a cubbyhole type spot, so we're not getting bothered by it too much. David says, I'm watching and listening, but I'm cleaning a romaine salad. After this, I can't type. I got you, my friend. Let's see, Yoshi says, David. Randy says, wow. Let's see, Yoshi says, Yogi. Let's see, Justin, what's going on? How you doing, Justin? Understuck says, Mike, brother. Reed says, sturgeon. Heck yeah. Yeah, we get mostly shovel nose. Now, we do get a few pallet sturgeon mixed in down here. I haven't seen a lake sturgeon in a few years down here, so... yeah, they're kind of... The smaller species are starting to do make a comeback, but the larger ones are having a little bit of trouble so far. See, Randy says sturgeon. Justin says, yeah, brother. See, Danny says, Justin, brother. See, Yoshi says, Justin. See, Danny says, Justin. Let's see, yeah, crazy, what's going on? How you doing, crazy? Rose says, sub buddy, hope streams paying off now. WWMVP. And it says, I've been gone a bit. Justin says, Miss Giggy. See, yeah, says, miss the community. Hey, you're always welcome here, my friend. Hope you enjoy the show today. Let's see. Yes, this Thunder. Boy, that's an interesting one there. I gotta go to channel on that one. Let's see, Duda. How you doing, Duda? Duda says hi. He says crazy. Justin says Gracie has caught 3 trout so far. Awesome, my friend. I'm glad she's having fun. Elks, so what's going on? Elks. Elks 3BA. How you doing today, my friend? Yeah, that says, Giggy, thank you. Elks says, I wish I could do this. I've long time keeping my legs strong to be able to do this sitting like this. Agra. depressed and agoraphobic and housebound. Well, it's one of the reasons why we're out here creating content for everyone so that they can enjoy the outdoors with us. Enjoy the outdoors, come out here with us, chat, have fun, you know, joke around. You're in my prayers, my friend. Thank you, Danny, for that donation, my friend. Let's get some WWs in the chat for Danny. Thank you, Danny. Awesome, buddy. I do appreciate that, my friend. Surreal, let's get some WWs in the chat for Danny. That's a donation from PayPal. Awesome, buddy. Anthony, what's going on? How you doing, Anthony? Anthony says, good luck fishing. Yes, I could do this now, go live, unlock, but I'm shy. I was very shy at first, too. Had to get over it. You know, one good way to start is with like body camera style and short feeds. That way you can spend the time to cut whatever you want out of that, make it the way you want. And as you get confidence creating videos, short feeds are always a good way to start your YouTube channel. Then you can start progressing towards live feeds, kind of step behind the camera and get used to chatting with people, start getting further and further out into the camera. It comes naturally eventually. Yeah, says, I don't think I would do fishing streams. Maybe live animals. Got 3 cats and Chihuahua. They're wild. I mean live streams. I got you, my friend. I put my cats in my live stream sometimes when I'm at home. I did a live stream during the winter time with a snowstorm. I had the camera stuck out the window, and the cats kept knocking the dang camera off the side of the window into the snow. Let's see. Ret Military. Retired military says, hello, what are you fishing for? Let's see, we're using worm, garden variety night crawlers. So our species are grass carp, common carp, buffalo, channel catfish, blue cat, freshwater drum, sturgeon, and a few stripers mixed in. Justin says, WW, yeah, I got you, Danny. Justin, thank you, my friend. See, Randy says, very pleasant fishing with you. Yeah, I try to keep a positive vibe, you know, try to keep moving forward. We missed a fish earlier. Got 2 freshwater drums so far, so we're doing okay. Water's up pretty high. It's tough to fish in this high water. California with the WWs. It's Pierre, what's going on? How you doing, Pierre? Pierre says hi from the Netherlands. See, Justin says, I'm gonna hop out and try to get a few more fish today. Awesome, my friend. Good luck catching monsters. Danny says hi, Pierre. Miss Dee says Pierre. Justin says Pierre. Yes says, yes, so I'm inspired by fishing communities, but I don't fish posted on videos so far of my cats. Hey, whatever your interest is, there's a community to create it on YouTube. Just to create a couple of quick short feeds, create whatever type of video you want, even just start as a community channel, a community post channel. Say hi to everyone, chat in there, share people's live feeds, you know, bring back into that. The media platform is a pretty cool one. Here says, hi all. Yes, says, hard to find rain. California, laughing your butt off. Absolutely. Go right ahead, my friend. I don't mind people sharing out like a video or something on my live feeds as long as you don't go nuts with it. Now, if you start, you know, sharing that 30, 40 times, That's considered, you know, spamming. Dude, I'm getting snagged on someone's crap out there. I don't think that's coming off. Nah, that's not going anywhere. Dadgummit. Yeah, that's not going anywhere, folks. Yeah, we fished out here for days without a single snag, and that felt like the hook broke. Yeah, I think we got our weight back at least. Yeah, that's one good way of making that that leader lighter than your main line. See, I got my weight back. I just need one of my hooks. Oh, where are my hooks? Yeah, we haven't gotten snagged out here in days out here. Obviously, someone's getting their crud snagged out here. Put the hook on this real quick. That's like tangled up. This is what happens when you try to make leaders ahead of time. They get snagged and tied around each other, and you can't get the stickers out. There you go. By the way, guys, a lot of donations, PayPal and Cash App. This is what the stuff, a lot of that stuff is what I get with it. Fishing gear to help out the channel, you know, a good meal, good cup of coffee, soda. All that stuff helps out so much, my friends. I don't know. Probably just probably do. This feels pretty good. I should probably break this off and put this one back on and just make this leader just a little bit shorter. Yeah, it happened, folks. We finally got snagged out here on someone's crap. I'll try to see if I can get a little closer into the bank. Maybe that'll prevent that. Mind you, those big channel and stuff haven't been holding in here shallow during the day. They kind of move in here around, transition around evening time. Leader's tied back on. Now I just gotta, I think I made this carp fishing. I don't know. It's about 8 or 10 inches. I think that's a little too long. Let me retie that. Make that just a little bit shorter, about an inch shorter. Make that about 5 or 6 inches. I don't seem to do great with long leaders down here in this spot this time of the year. Now, dead of summer, you know, everything's kind of suspending off the bottom. Yeah, sure, I get better bites on those longer leaders, but this time of the year it doesn't really pan out. Gotta watch these rocks down here. They'll grab onto everything. Hang on, folks. Let me get this rod back out and I'll check that chat. Okay, folks? Sticker, get up here. I had that nice ball in my hand. Get away on me. I'm surprised that one right by the bank has gotten pulverized. I just took the wrong end of that night crawler, didn't I? That was weird. at here as soon as I can get this rod back out. And luckily, we didn't break the weight off because that's a little bit longer. Retie the weight, the leader, everything. Alright. I think that will do. Obviously, that was going to get snagged out there in that one spot. So let's kind of flip her a little bit further over that way. See, that kind of fixes that. Hopefully we can keep away from that gob of line over there. Alright, that's pretty good. This one's surprising, it hasn't gotten a bite. I keep snagging rocks, of course. Ah, crap. That's probably not even rock either. It feels like I snapped it. Crap. Another re-rigging. This one's just a jig head, so it shouldn't take that long. I just got to get another one out of my box. There's my box over there by my scooter. Looking on his folks. About the right size. You good? Take. Back on thing. Yeah. Got worms on here. Left that one out. There it is. He's got to be strung on the hook just right. That's a big one. Right in front of me, folks. Just, I might be casting out too far with this other rod. It's another one sitting right by the bank. Stick, get off there. Right where that fish was. This one, I'm gonna pull this one in real quick. Where that fish was setting right by the bank. Let me put this in closer. Man, that worm was just really a whole worm on her net. Every time I come in here, half the worm's gone. Well, that fish hit like right about here. Just a couple feet to the right of that. That's pretty close. I think we're set again, folks. Yep. Sorry about neglecting you guys for a minute in chat. I do apologize for that. Let's see, and it says, yep, got you. Let's see, chill. David says, Justin. Yeah, you guys check out that that link. Yep, if you want to start doing live feeds, you need 50 subs before you can start doing live feeds. As soon as you get those 50 subs, you set that for the first time, and then that will, I think within 24 to 48 hours, you can start doing live feeds. See 79 people in and 88 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There we go, folks. Let's see. Yeah, says David, what's the PF from? Yes, says where I've seen that guy. Let's see, geofishing, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Geo says, awesome. I've seen you on Orders Outdoors. Well, being trying to find us, and you just popped up. Easy sub. All right, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that sub. Let's see. Chilling says, it's me. It's in. Danny says, welcome, Geo. Yep, welcome to the family, my friend. Chilling says, David. Danny says, welcome, Greg. Let's see. Yeah, says, really? Let's see, yeah, says, thinking someone from a TV show. See Magoo, what's going on? Magoo asked, get any fish? We caught 2 pretty nice freshwater drums so far. Yep, Danny says 2 drum. You got it, my friend. Yes, says, wait, it might be Trailer Park Boys. Looking like Julian. Magoo says, best of luck. Yes, says, first season. See, Scottish, what's going on? Scottish says MVP. With the thumbs up. There's a, come on. Ooh, he was hitting it. Getting closer, folks. Yes, says, and that was hitting pretty good there for a second. See what's going on with this. Yeah, he grabbed onto the end of that night crawler. I'm glad I reeled that in. If he'd have hit that more, I'd have set the hook on him, and I'd have had nothing but nothing, because he'd have had that into that night crawler in his mouth. Yeah, I might be casting out too far, because that one's in much closer. Another big one. Right in front of me. They mocking me, folks. They going, you can't catch us today. Let's see, yeah, with the heart emojis. I appreciate that. My friend, and Magoo with the fire emojis. Let's see, Danny says, crazy, I said, I see all, and I'm not MVP. That's debatable. See, yeah says, gonna laugh so hard. See, yeah says, I know. Yeah says, don't tell me. Magoo says, just jump in. No, Magoo. No. Pay for $150, I'll go down to my shorts and I'll wade up to my waist. This, I only have to step right. Oh, good googly. Yep, paid up front. Let's see. Yes, says Magoo. No. Yes, says I'm bait now. Magoo says. Yeah, the only problem is I'm scared of fish. It don't bother me jumping into the river. It's I don't want to scare the daggone fish. see, boy. Atilio, what's going on? How you doing? Atilio says hi. Stevie says, always up for some swimming. Yeah, says, I will bring the towels. Yeah, with the... Got him. Got him, folks. Got that one. Come on, stay on, buddy. Boy, that was running in with it. And we got massive drum. Jeez, that's a big one. Jeez, that's a big freshwater drum. That'll go 8 or 10. That's a big one, guys. Come on, big guy. Yeah, that's 8 or 10 pounds. Oh man, that's a big one there. Yeah, that'll go about 8.5 pounds. Just a, yeah, that's a 26 inch or either 26, 27 inch long freshwater drum. Come here, big guy. Give it up, buddy. Yeah, this one is just mean, dude. Every time. Jeez, give it up. I'm going to show you off, and then you can go home. What's wrong with you, bitch? Jeez, dude. Yeah, that's a big one there, folks. Yeah, solid 8 pounds. 8.5 easy. Yeah, that's as big as my forearm, folks. All the way up to the shoulder blade. Look at the size of that mouth on that. Just a big old freshwater drum. Beautiful. Gotta love it, folks. Yeah, I saw this fish hitting up by the surface. He kind of looked like a blue up there by the water, but now I know she was a big old drum. See you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Man, he messed up my rig something fierce, man. Look at that. That's almost out. All right, I think that's out for now. Let me get some bait back on this, and I'll get back to that cat. Okay, folks? Just about dropped that in the water, didn't I? Yeah, this water's raising fast, folks. That wasn't me either. Oh yeah, I guess it was. One little stick hitting the rod. Oh well. And not a lot of shoreline to work with right now, folks. So I'm making do with what I've got. What I got ain't a lot. That's 3 freshwater drum, one I see two about a pound, more or less, and one pushing over well in excess of 8 pounds. So that one. That was a river brute. That wasn't a river monster yet. It got to be over 10 pounds before I consider them even to be river monsters. I think that's back. Back around the tip again. That's a big old gobby gobble worm. All right, folks, we're back. Going on to that cat. Yeah, we're getting pushed back. I'm gonna have to move the camera a little bit further to the left. Just a hair because we're losing our bank as we speak. Just a hair. Yeah, where I was standing here a minute ago is underwater. Let's see, Spawn, what's going on? How you doing, Spawn? Spawn says have sun and hi MVP fishing. Let's see. Yana says catch them with chat. Let's see. Jenny says hi Vargo. Let's see. Yes says later MVP. All right, my friend. Thank you for dropping by, and I hope you enjoyed the show today. Let's see. He says Spawn. Let's see. Jenny says crazy. Spawn says hi. CPA says they're just nibbling, don't want to commit. Yeah, that last one was just kind of chewing on it. I got that little stinker though. Let's see, Ed, what's going on? How you doing, Ed? Ed says hi. Ed says hello, Mike. How are you? Doing okay, my friend. We've got our cell phone bill paid off, but we're working on filling the funds up just a little bit. Doesn't take much for me to make it for the month. I mean, I can literally live on about maybe $3 or $4 a day. And he says, Edwin. Let's see, Miss Daisy, what's going on? How you doing, Miss Daisy? Miss Daisy says, hi, Mike. How are you? And we're doing okay. 2 freshwater drum and about a pound and one about 8 pounds. And he says, hi, Edwin. Hi, Miss Daisy. Edwin says, always waiting for the big one. Yep, Danny says 3 drum. You got it, my friend. Miss Daisy says, whoa, awesome. Spawn says, hello from Hungary. Budapest. Awesome, my friend. As you know, we're down on the Mississippi River, down by the Arts in St. Louis. See, Texas says, nice one. I appreciate that, Texas. Thank you. It says, wow, nice one. NJ Guard, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? It's a pop. Got him. Boy, these guys are running. That's another nice one, whatever it is. Oh, buddy. Whoa. Come on. Another nice big drum. Yeah, no small ones today. That's 3 or 4 pounds. Yeah, we just said to keep putting those baits in the water. Finally, they're starting to find us. Here, big guy. Yeah, we got him. Yeah, that's a solid like 3 pounds. That's our 4th freshwater drum of the day, folks. Number 3. You gotta love doing this, folks. You gotta love it. Awesome. Gotta love it. Come here, big guy. Get you in here close for your YouTube debut. Gorgeous fish, folks. Hey, a fish is a fish, and these guys fight. Yeah, he's making the gurgling noise. Hi, buddy. Oh, I did a drum thing. Ugh. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Do not get in the head of a drum, folks, by the way. It's a very weird place to be. All right. Let's get some worms back on here, and we'll get back to that chat. There's a big old night crawler. And there's a big one. Oddly enough, that last one hit a gob of redworm, so didn't seem to care that time. Alright, we're back. Make sure that hook is set there, exposed. There we go. Back to that chat, folks. See what's going on. And guys, thank you for those reactions. Helps out the channel so much, my friend. See, Outdoor Life, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Outdoor Life says hello. Outdoor Life says been a while. Yes, sirree, my friend. We've been streaming pretty hard. See, Danny says hi, TOL. Adam, what's going on? How you doing, Adam? Adam says MVP, let's go. How you doing today, Adam, my friend? Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. And Skipjack Cindy, what's going on? Hi, Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Skipjack Cindy says hi, all. Yeah, you missed last evening, Cindy. I got about an 8.5 pound blue cat right here, and a 6.5 pound channel captive. Yeah, you know I don't do much evening feeding, so it's not difficult for me to understand there being some nice blue cat stuff down here around the evening. See, Cindy says hi all. Danny says hi, Cindy. See, Outdoor Life with the thingamodies. See, Fishing Felon says hi, Cindy. See, Alberto, what's going on? How you doing, Alberto? Alberto says hi. Cindy says hi, Danny. Yep, 4 nice drum. Thank you, Danny. Let's see, Cindy says hi, Felon. Let's see, Pierre says Cindy. Cindy says hi, Pierre. Let's Giggy says Cindy. Cindy says hi, Giggy. Let's see, Joy, what's going on? How you doing, Joy? Joy also says hi. Let's see, California says hook him in the lip. I did hook him in the lip. Good. Just with the... Oh. I had him hooked in the lip. Talking about not hooking the fish in the lip. Come on. I did, folks. See, 53 people in. Awesome, folks. 98 thumbs up. We're just 2 away from 100. Let's see, Travis, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Travis says, gotta go, chat. See, Travis says, hey, Cindy. All right, my friend, have a great rest of your day. See, Weldon, what's going on? How you doing, Weldon? Weldon says hi. How you doing today, my friend? Hope you're having a great Sunday. See, Travis says, Cindy put him in timeout. I don't see any. And appreciate all of those reactions, my friends. It does help out the channel. Remember, like, subscribe, share us out. Helps out the channel so much. Let's see. Outdoors. Travis says, Cindy Travis has see, Riverway, what's going on? How you doing, Riverway? Riverway's the 98. Thank you, my friend. See, I'll be fishing Saturday in Puerto Rico. Awesome, my friend. I hope you catch some, buddy. Good luck. SC Pierre laughing his butt off. SC Pierre says, Travis, how long? Danny says, Travis, I timed you out twice already today. See, Outdoor Life says, I try to live stream if I haven't the service. If I have the service. Yeah, that's one good thing about this spot down here. It gets a very clear reception. Unless you're like down right on the rocks in a cubby hole or something down here, then it kind of messes up. And see, Cindy says, that's good, Travis. Danny says, Pierre has a trigger finger ready. Uh-oh. See, Riverway says, how many sheephead today? Just 4, my friend. But one of them was over 8 pounds. He says, hi, Riverway. Pierre's laughing his butt off. Don't make Pierre laugh his butt off. He's been a little rowdy as of recently. I don't know why. Miss Giggy's laughing her butt off. Travis says, I'm skating on thin ice. What ice? I don't, where's the ice? Oh, never mind. See, Jenny says, 1, 3, 2, 1. See, Jenny says, just very thin. Ah. Now, I can change that, actually. But I ain't gonna do it. Let's see, Pierre's laughing his butt off. Let's see. Big, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Big says hi. How you doing today, my friend? Now, I can reverse that. I can, actually, the only thing I can do is, decrease the time of the timeout. Bye, Travis. Bye. So sorry. It was Danny. It wasn't me. I swear that wasn't me. Danny's mean. Mean old Danny, the stinger Manny. People in 101 thumbs up. We've broken the 100 barrier, folks. Awesome, my friend. Let's see, Big says, hi, I'm a fisherman. Too, I caught a 10-pound bass yesterday. Awesome, my friend. That's a good one, buddy. I've only broken the 10 barrier just a couple of times in my life. Yeah, those 10 plus ones, those are some big ones. See, only one has been in Missouri. The others were in Texas and other warmer climates. And you don't get many 10-pound bass in Missouri, I'm afraid. Yeah. Let's see, Big says, yeah. Let's see, 55 people in and 102 thumbs up. Incredible. Yeah, I need a minute off my feed here. Just gotta set down just for a plug minute. Won't be too long, I'll be back out there. And if anything tries to pull the rods in, you know me, I'm out there in a heartbeat. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. I hope you're having a great weekend. Yeah, I still read chat when I'm back here. It's just I see George, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? What's the world record bass there? The state record is, I believe, 11.28 pounds. Now the one I got was 10 point, I believe 10.4 or 10.5. It was just kind of bouncing over it, so it was pretty close to the state record in Missouri. Yeah, they don't get quite as big in Missouri as in other states, so. Big says, best day ever, best day ever. I'm glad to hear that, my friend. So Yam says, I want to go live today. Can you shoot my channel out? All right, Yam is going live today, folks. Check him out. Make sure to drop a like and there's a bite on a close rod. Make sure to drop him a like and sub there. I popped it a couple times. That's the pop pop. I saw that on the feed. I wonder what that fish did to it. Couple hard pops. You never know if they just got the end of the worm off and they're trying to pull on it. Looks okay. I'm gonna freshen her up, put an extra smaller worm on there. Add a little extra attractant. That's a nice little night crawler. That's a perfect size to add. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That's a good little. I even get to sit down for a minute and a half without the fish pulling on my daggone rod again. Yeah, we're not casting out as nearly as far as we were earlier. They're starting to move in here. They're starting to transition into the shallows again. I think those look pretty good. We're gonna get back to that chat. Sit down, spell again. I didn't even get to sit down, man. Fish are riled up. Let's see, George says, awesome feeling. I live in Florida. Bass are huge here. Let's see, 56 people in and 106 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's see, Danny says, sorry, kid. Yeah, if you try to go live and you're underage, it's YouTube's responsibility to deal with that. As content creators, individual parental supervision. That's just the rules, folks. Sorry. Looks like we're doing good. Let's see. Pierce says, if you have 50, you two wait, 24 hours. Once you have 50 subs, you have to wait 24 hours to start up a live feed. And you can do live streams if you're under a certain age, but you basically have to have your parental supervision. They have to be on the live feed with you as you do it. So your parents have to be there. Let's see, George says, fishing SU. Yeah, YouTube's pretty strict about that. I'm right about that, Danny. Someone underage can do a live stream, but they have to have their parents with them on the live feed as they make it. Let's see, Jay, what's going on? How you doing, Jay? Jay says, what's goosey, everyone? Jay says, hi. We're doing okay, my friend. 4 nice freshwater drum today so far. I believe the minimum age is 15 to start a feed. You can't be monetized until you get older, 15 or 16. It depends upon the state you're in. I think some states have it a little younger. Not much. Now you can create a YouTube channel. You can create short feeds. You can do YouTube Kids. That's another good way to start a channel. YouTube Kids is definitely a good way to start. Create some short feeds there. Show what interest you're in. Ask your friends to sub up to you. You sub up to them. Before you know it, by the time you're old enough to be able to do your own live feeds, you already got your 50 plus subs, and start her up. I see 36 people in and 108 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, Maria, what's going on? How you doing today, Maria? Maria says hi. How you doing today, my friend? Only ask, guess what? What? Chris says, here. Thanks for coming back in, Chris. Oh, chicken butt. Okay. I have Justin Thunderberg syndrome. I ain't got no butt. He only says, I'm okay, go. Doing okay. I got you, my friend. Hope you're having an awesome Sunday. All right, let's get out here and check these rods. Okay to me, I think. All right. Set this down a little bit. See, Duke, what's going on? How you doing today? Duke City Fishing. Duke says he says, get him MVP. Hey, we're catching a few. We've got 4 nice freshwater drums. This water is up high. I mean, we are within like 8 or 10 inches from the top of the levee down here. He's getting up there, folks. Let's go a little bit. I don't want that. That's gonna get snagged. That ain't right, Michael. That ain't gonna happen. I just realized where I was casting. Nope. That ain't gonna happen, Michael. A couple of ducks just went down the river. A couple of mallards. I haven't refreshed this one in close. Plug in it too. So let me do that. Yeah, we've got almost no shoreline to fish right now, folks. This is just getting snagged on someone's rack. Ah. Luckily, that's just a jig head, so. Ah, crap. That was way too close. Man. That sucks. Oh, boy. Tell you what, I'm just going to put like, I'll put another jig head on here. Suppose I could put a little bigger jig head on. See if holding out a little deeper will work. There's none in that box. These are quite a bit bigger. About twice the size of the ones I was using. Alright, we'll bring it back up. I put on a 1/2 ounce jig head this time. That's one of my walleye jig heads. My really big ones. Glass. The only thing that's going to go on this one is a bigger piece of bait. We got plenty of worms. Just rather not waste them. There's a nice worm. You guys are enjoying the show today, my friends, and I hope you're having a great Sunday. I think that'll do for now. Nice little gobby gobble worms on there. Wasn't much further out. The last cast. Come down like that. Covered myself. That might be a little too far out. I think that will do. I prefer fishing just to the further, just a little bit to the left the other day. Well, yesterday evening. The trick is I'm having trouble holding because I'm not sitting in the same spot as I was the other day. I'm just a few feet to the right. Means I kind of got to compensate by casting a little bit further up that way, upriver. Come on. Oh, you little stinker. Man, that was popping. Oh, man. That was the first good bite in a while on this one. I just missed it. What missed it? I was doubling it too. I don't know how I missed it. It's interesting. I don't know why I missed that fish. Let's see. Duke says awesome. Let's see, Jenny says, come on, people, make sure to donate for this awesome guy. Yep, PayPal, Cash App is linked in the description on my main channel. Just tap that little symbol of me. That'll send you to my main channel where it says more. Just press that, and those active links are right there. Yep, every little bit helps. Believe me, folks. It really does. Yeah, I'm having to move the camera back and back. Oh, you see him pecking on it, right? How did I miss that fish? There we go. Back again. See if I can get this right back to where those couple bites were. It's like right there. Pretty much exactly where it was. Let's see if I can hook this sucker. I wasn't making enough to be able to get the donations within about 2 or 3 months through monetization, so I kind of turned that off. I don't like talking about it on YouTube because we have an AI that kind of analyzes everything while we're on the live feed, so I kind of don't mention it when I'm on the feed. Yeah, the last month, literally, I didn't break the 100 barrier within 3 months, so I was like, yeah, this is kind of ridiculous. And eventually, when I do get it, I'm only going to get like maybe 70 bucks out of that 100. So I just kind of turn that stuff off. PayPal and Cash App is an instantaneous donation. Those donations go instantly. I think PayPal, Cash App, they take maybe like 0.2%, not even 1% out. Well, there's a nice one just coming to the surface right there. Let's see, Bambi, what's going on? How you doing, Bambi? Bambi says 112. Awesome day. I'm in the woods. Just drop the like. Thank you, Bambi. I appreciate it. Danny says hi, Bambi. Let's see, Tienster. Or what is that? Well, that's an interesting one. Leinster says, well, what kind of fish? Let's see, today we've caught 4 freshwater drums so far, one about 8 pounds. Freshwater drum, perch, or they have a number of different names. Sue says, hi from Hawaii, where are you? We're down on the mighty, muddy Mississippi River right now. We're down in St. Louis, Missouri. See, 29 people in and 114 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Got him, folks. Fish on. Boy, that fish is diving in that rocks. What we got this time? That's on the jig head crawler technique. Man, she's running. Another big freshwater drum. Another couple pounds. Yeah, I can't lift this with this 8-pound test. I'll break that line. Oh. We got him, folks. Yeah, that's a solid 3 pounds. Yeah, that's the jig head crawler technique. That's a half-ounce jig head with a gob of redworms on there. It's a very, very effective technique. That's number 5 of the day, folks. Number 5. Beautiful. Gotta love doing this, folks. Yeah, like Danny was saying, if you guys want to donate, PayPal and Cash App, link in the description. Like and subscribe, helps out the channel so much, my friends. Hope you guys are having an awesome, awesome weekend, my friends. Beautiful. Gotta love it. Yeah, that's about 3. I'll go 3 on that. Easy. See ya. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was just a gobble worm that time, so no worries about that one. That one didn't really care about the small worms. He liked it. It can be tough to fish this river when she's flooding like this, but I think we're doing a reasonably good job of it. We are right at flood stage. I mean, the line right here, yeah, it's about 8 or 10 inches past us, where it would be right at flood stage. That one's just not holding right. Come on. Look at that. That's why it wasn't working. Man, that sucker spun around itself. Dang. Oh, boy. Crap. That's what happens when your barrel swivels get crap in them. It doesn't matter if you got a swivel on or not. You're going to get messed up. What I'm supposed to do with this? I mean, that just spun around itself 5 million friggin' times. Well, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I guess that barrel swivel stopped it from getting too bad. Boy, that looked worse than it was. That's back. Let's get this one back here and I can get back to that chat, folks. Back. All right. Drop some on the bank screen. here. I backed off my chat. Here we are. See, this says 5 freshwater drum. Miss Kiki says beautiful. You want the fishy emoji. Thank you, Miss Kiki. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, 35 people in and 118 thumbs up. Incredible. You guys are awesome. Thank you, my friends. Might try a few takedowns. We're in some areas that might be of interest as far as takedowns are concerned. Takedowns are times where it might take you a minute or two for them to hit, but they're going to be big ones, and they're going to try to pull the rods in. We're just going to get her set up here for just another minute. Here, get some more, get some liquids in me. Throat gets a little dry when you're doing this type of live feeding. The chat and everything. Need a drink of something every once in a while. I've got some coffee back here. It helps to kind of coat the throat. All right. Anything going on in chat today? Anything going on in chat? Yeah, this is a pretty cool spot here. We're so high up. There's no bank to fish for the most part. These trees have got to die off. That either that or the water's got to drop back down. Huh. I wonder why our chat says 15 minutes. Interesting. Yeah, it was glitching a little bit when I started her up. There was no audio for a minute or two. Luckily, people told me real quick, and I noticed that. Yeah, this river's up, folks. I mean, it's up to the top of the trees. There's not much shoreline left. So I should go in with my regular account here. Yep, we're good. Making sure everything's okay with the account and everything. There's a few little things that you can do to help. Help things on your live streams. Kind of switch back and forth between your accounts can kind of wake up Wake them up. 33 people in. Let's see, 119 thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends. Yeah, I almost get no shares for some reason. I don't understand that. Kind of weird. I see some channels get thousands and thousands of shares, and I get like 3 a week. Kind of weird. I don't get it. Not like, as long as my friends and family come dropping by, I could be worse. It's really what I like to have, is you guys, my friends and family, come dropping by. We're up to 120 thumbs up, folks. Here, we're getting up there now. I've been staying around that like 80, 90, 100 thumbs up. We're getting up there now. See, Danny says, family, woodware hide quick. Oh. I got you, Danny. Not your family, my family, you dumb old butt. Let's see, Rude, what's going on? How you doing, Rude? Rude says MVP. How you doing, buddy? Come out and chat with you for a minute, Rude. And he says, Rude says good. Going good. Awesome, my friend. Great to hear. Let's see. Rude asks, how's it going? We've got 5 nice freshwater drums so far today. A couple of pounders, a couple in the 4-pound range, and an 8-pound one. 8-pound plus, actually. As you can see, where we were fishing with Orta the other day, where he was standing's under about 2 feet of water. So this water's going up fast. Let's see. Miss Diggy says, does that include me too? I'll start the countdown otherwise. Let's see. Root says awesomeness. You're a part of the family, Miss Giggy. Let's see. Root says Miss Giggy. I got you. Let's see. 27 people still in and 121 thumbs up. That's just incredible, my friends. Mike, come on. Man, he was popping it. Pop, pop. Man. He might still have it. I think he might. Line was slack. No. I don't feel him on there. Getting it pretty good there for a second. Pop, pop. The rod went, and then just. Yeah, those are the ones that get me worried, the ones that bite weird. Because the usual bites, I can usually hook them. When I get something funny like that hit, I'm never sure what it is. When you do to it, it's like he tried to get the end. Look at that. He knocked the worm up the hook. That's what he did. A little stinker knocked the worm up the hook. Chewed on the very bottom of that worm. Let's refresh this. Put an extra extra little wormy squirmy on there. Yeah, we still got plenty of worms. We still got a container of red worms here. Just going through this, trying to get the last ones out of this container before I move on to the next. In there in the bottom. Helicopter! Helicopter, helicopter! Not that type of helicopter, but the yellow, the whirly bird type helicopter. Get your minds out of the gutters, folks. That'll do. We just put like two little shoestring red worms in the very back of that. And we don't have much shoreline. We were fishing. I was fishing right over there. I mean, like 2 feet that way. Kind of frustrating when it takes you all day to find a really good angle and a spot to hit a spot, and the next day you come down here and the spot's underwater. That was a bite on that one. I saw him pop a couple times. I was looking down, looking like, did I hit that? Nope, didn't hit it. Yeah, my rock face I set up here about more than a couple hours ago is already trying to go back underwater. I keep pushing the camera further and further back to the left because it keeps getting, yeah, it's that high. It's getting that high. Let's see, Pierce says, hope everyone is trying. Again, carp. Yeah, I'm thinking those little wobble peck bites. Those are carp, Rude. The last one I hooked down here after I killed a live feed was exactly that type of bite. Where he's just messing with it out there. Let's see, Rude says Fear says Rude. Mistini says true, Rude. Let's see, Danny says LOL, Rude. Big Care Bear, what's going on? How you doing, Care Bear? Care Bear says hi. Care says hi again. Duke City says Rude. Duke City says Miss Gigi. Rude says Duke. Let's see, Mike, what's going on? Mike Brown. How you doing, my friend? Mike says hi. Danny says hi, Rude. Rude says Care Bear. Care Bear says Rude. Mike says I just swam into any luck. Now we've caught 5 nice freshwater drum, a couple pounders, a couple 4-pounders, and one over 8+ pounds today. Let's see, Danny says hi, Care Bear. Let's see, Andy, what's going on? How you doing, Andy? Andy says God bless the fishing. Fantastic. With a thumbs up. Awesome, my friend. Duke City says Mike. How you doing today, Duke City? Duke City says Care Bear. Mike says Duke. He just says Duke. Steve Rude says, what's on first, LOL? I don't know who's on first, what's on second. I don't know what's on third. See, Danny says hi, Mike. See, Mike says MBPF. See, Mike says, good you. Doing okay, my friend. 5 nice freshwater drum today. Hey, with flooding water like this, you can get some big ones, or there's sometimes you can come down here and not get a bite. See, Rude says Mike. Care Bear says hi, too. Mike says nice. 17 people in and 124 thumbs up. Incredible. Thank you. And let me make sure to drop by Fishy Things and drop him a like as well. If I see Fishy Things is on, he's fishing up here. Put this on feed. It's MVP. How audio. Just drop a like. There we go. Mike asked me, what water are you fishing in? Yes, this is the mighty Mississippi. We're down in St. Louis, Missouri, my friend. Let's see, Mike says, okay, thank you. You're very welcome, my friend. Might be about time to put on some corn right now. And I just keep pushing this camera back further and further to the left because we're losing our shoreline as we fish here. I just keep pushing this further back. See, Mike says, British Columbia, Canada here. I fish the Vidar River and let's see, Chilliwack, British Columbia. Awesome, my friend. I watch on Out Fishing Ontario. He does some. That's where he fishes it in Canada. He's been catching some nice suckers up there recently. So 18 people in and 125 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, my friends. I think we're gonna let that soak for a minute. I might reel this one in so she didn't get a bite that time. Bouncing those rocks with that jig head crawler. Gotta be very careful with reeling this stuff in because we're right over some massive rock faces. And the Corps of Engineers put a lot of rocks up and down the shoreline, well, to slow down erosion of the Mississippi River. It doesn't stop it, but it does slow it down. Kind of makes fishing a lot of these spots tough when the water's high. Kinda hard, more like dang near impossible. With this one, I'm casting past the rock face onto a sandbar out here, a little deeper. The other rod, I'm just fishing right on the right in that rock face with that jig head. Something nipped off the end of them worms. Little stinkers, look at that. They nipped off the end of the smaller worms. Yeah, our rock face, I set this up. This was bone dry here. Now we're up about 4 inches since we started this feed. That's a fast rise, folks. That's really fast. My rod is actually facing my reel is trying to go underwater now. Let's see, Mike says using worms. Yep, garden variety mix of small shoestring redworms and those big, long, purple garden variety night crawlers. Mike says, okay, LOL. Mike says, yep, bottom fishing. This one's a jig head crawler that's just kind of bouncing around those rocks. This one's got a Carolina rig about 4 or 5 inches off the bottom. Pop, come on. Okay, that was a pop. Pop, pop, pop. I think I got a big old carp messing with it out here right now. Let's see, common species down here are buffalo, common carp, grass carp, channel, blue cat, flathead, freshwater drum, sturgeon, and a few stripers mixed in. Yeah, stripers, they stock up in West Alton, about 20 miles upriver. So any of them that make it down here, it's a rarity, but you do see some from time to time. We've caught 4 nice stripers out of here this year so far. Yeah, the 4 8-pound range, some nice ones. 14 people in and 125 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm not sure about that one. She's kind of holding out there right. This one is kind of looking a little suspicious. Might have to refresh this one. This one don't seem to have held in the right spot. Yeah, that was bouncing down in those bad rocks down there. Get a lot of muck on your line when the water is flooding like this. Leaves and grass and other debris. Make it very tricky to fish these locations. I really, really want to fish over here to the left. I haven't been able to hold it. I'm going to try it again. Whenever that current changes out there, I want to hit over there, but every time I try, the current changes back, and I wind up going to be cast. That's right where that back current is. I think that's a good one to let soak for a bit. It can be harder sometimes to get your rods to set in the right locations and to catch the fish, because if you're not holding in the right locations, and if you use too big a weight down here, a lot of these fish won't hit. I mean, we're not fishing the main current, we're fishing the back current, so can't use like 4 friggin' ounces of weight down here. Let's see, Mike. Travis says, gotta go, chat. All right, Travis. Thank you for dropping by, my friend. I hope you have an awesome, awesome weekend. Have a good day, buddy. Yeah, I still got a cold from, well, I haven't a cold. There's still some fluid left in my lungs, so every once in a while you hear me cough that stuff up. Yeah, it was a springtime bug. Lasted for about 3 days. Knocked me out of live streaming for about 3 days there. There we go, got it. Got it. Yeah, you know how when you guys get a sinus infection in the springtime, you know, everything's blossoming and everything, it can kind of put some fluid in your lungs. That's kind of my dealio right now. See, 20 people in and 126 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Help out the channel so much, my friends. Yeah, it won't be long before we'll be wading down to that spot further down there. You know, right around where that big tree is, all the way down there. You can get to that spot, but you got to wade down the shoreline. Hopefully it'll be in like 70, 80 degree day. I don't want to do it in like a 65 degree day like today. Yeah, those rods have got to be in perfect placement, so I'm going to let them soak for a little bit. I mean, I suppose I could put corn on that far rod. That fermented corn's probably going to get some blue cat channel catfish, but at the same time, when I put that stuff on there, I'm going to keep the other fish away. Now, just the worm on there is going to get all the species, but when you put that yucky corn on there, you kind of keep the other fish away. I mean, yeah, the carp will hit it too, but I kind of prefer fresh stuff down here too. Got some like finicky carp down in this river, especially when the water's high. They're up there in the grass and the stuff just gnawing down on the leaves and stuff, the berries, little seeds and stuff coming off the trees. $17 people and 127 thumbs up. It's a pretty gorgeous day, folks. It's probably getting near 70, like 65, 66. It's not too bad. Wind's gusting like a sucker fish up there, but down here it's not too bad. Boy, that rippling water is just, get back in this stuff back here, it's just kind of like almost like glass. Now mind you, that water is like, we call it like chocolate mud, chocolate milk. See, Travis says worm grunting. Okay. Eh. Meh. Let's see. Pierre says hi. Still here, Pierre, buddy. Thank you, my friend. All right. Do that. Got him. Sean, folks. Sean. Well, that's running up current. What do we got this time? Going over my other line again. Oh, another massive freshwater drum. Yeah, they get the line wrapped around their bodies. 5 or 6 pounds. Big one. Got him. That's about 5 pounds. You catch crawler technique. That's another nice one, folks. Gorgeous fish. Beautiful. I'm pecking on it again out there, Pierre. I know what that sucker is. That's got to be one of those, either a sturgeon or carp. That's another nice one. Nice solid, like 4.5, 5 pounder. That's probably 5 pounds. That's a thick brute. Gotta love it, folks. Let's make sure I'm on the right camera feed here. That's it right here. Big old bird. Gotta love it, folks. Let's get a close up for you guys before I let her go. Got a little mucky muck on his head. Yeah, buddy, give it up. Ow, 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 ow. Seriously, dude? That hurt, man. Don't wrong. Gotta love it, folks. Gotta love it. Alright, buddy. See ya. Thank you. That's 6 now. Thank you. I get some big brutes today. And there's still some like really every once in a while I'll see that rod pecking out there. Yeah, that's what's called takedowns. When you look over and you see your rod on the live feed going over the stick. Back. I'll put one more on there just to be safe. There we go. Another gob of little wormies. Little squirmy wormies. That's drifted over. That one's drifted over again. See what he did to it here. Yeah, well, that's definitely a carp. He's been sucking on the end of that worm. Look at that. They're good at doing that, folks, where a carp will be just like sucking on the end of that worm. You'll come in and all the guts will be gone out of the worm. We're gonna throw a little bit more food in here for them. Our bank. Every time I look down here, it's like there's less bank. Where's the bank going here? Where's it going? The river is what taking the bank back on me. Let's get back to that chat, folks. The river's slowly but surely taking the bank back on us. Our backup cell phone died. Oh well. We'll just have to do this chat the old-fashioned way. Yeah, it was only at 45% that backup. So we've caught 6 freshwater drums so far today. Let me make sure to turn off my link to that. There we go. See, Travis says worm grunting. I see Jess. What's going on? How you doing, my friend? No, I don't play many video games anymore. I used to do it when I was younger. Travis says, worms grunting. It's where your sticks together and earthworms come out. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I just dig them. I've got worm beds, so I've got the areas of the side of my backyard right around the fence. I've got that dug up about 2 feet down and put grass and leaves and stuff on top of that. And I keep that wet during the summertime, and that brings up those big night crawlers. Let's see. Randy says, "Got you." Yep, Randy, we've caught 6 freshwater drums so far. He says, "Nice." Let's see. Travis says, "If you have worm beds, try grunting. It's so they come up themselves." Well, I've got to dig up the stuff anyways to keep the soil kind of loose, because the loose soil allows them to reproduce a lot easier. My family's been digging worms for probably a half century. Yeah, grazing our own worms. So you keep that stuff loose up on top anyways. It's got to be done anyway. So now I do know you can put soap on them too. You can put soap on it. That works pretty good. Let's see. Travis says it would still be cool to see how well it works in a worm bed. It probably work a little bit too well, to be honest. It only takes me about 30 minutes to dig about 100 of them. I have my whole backyard lined with worm beds, and I also have some cherry tomatoes lined up the vines right on the edge there, so that they get a little extra shade during the summertime. I love me some cherry tomatoes. I'll be out there digging bait, and I'll get a little dry throat, grab a couple cherry tomatoes off the vine, gulp. Let's see, 15 people in and 127 thumbs up. Incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It would kind of be cool to see that. Yep, our battery's still at 100%. I forgot I just charged this this battery extender. I totally forgot I just charged this battery extender, and these are like 8-hour battery extenders. I was like looking at my battery extender going, why is it still at 75%? Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, these little guys, folks, if you ever do live streams, make sure you get a few of these from Amazon. They're very cheap. They'll allow your live stream to go for hours and hours. Let's see. Only says, Mia's back. Hiya, Only. How you doing today, my friend? Let's see, Travis says, that's so cool. You have worm beds. They're good for the soil. Yes, sirree. That's one of the reasons why the cherry tomatoes grow so big. And they're just when a duck come out from the... There's a mallard, like, he's been hiding down there this entire time in the trees upriver from us. I didn't even see his butt. Let's see, Travis says, I like compost and I like compost and how they create environments of micro ecosystems. Oh yeah, all the little microorganisms that live in the soil and that will only live there. Yeah, I tend to keep it like leaves and grass and maybe some like vegetables. I try to keep the food away because we have like a rat problem in St. Louis. So Composts can be, even if you keep them off the ground the way they say legally you're supposed to do it, the smell still brings them in. See Mark, what's going on? How you doing, Mark? Mark says hi. See Travis says little bugs eat leaves and poop out nutrients. Yep. And the worms eat the, well, they basically eat the soil and the leaves too. They poop out soil. Yeah, there goes 2 goofers up the river. Right over there. See them? Where are they? Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's our resident geese. They like sitting by me because I always wind up leaving some corn or something on the bank for them. Yeah, they're definitely not shy of me. Pretty good again. Let's see. Big says, if you catch a fish, can you show us it? I've been showing fish all day. When I catch one, I'll definitely show it to you. I've caught 6 nice fish on this stream so far today. Let's see. Randy says, what's your PB out there? Boy, it depends upon your species. There are 12 species down here that I've gotten some monsters out of here. Catfish, let's see, flathead. Oh, boy, let's see. That's probably 80. I believe it was that 88 pounder I got here. Now, blue cat, I've got 100. I've got that was over 102 pounds. That blue cat. Freshwater drum, that's probably be in the 60-pound range. I don't always weigh those big ones. A grass carp, I've gotten up to 70 down here. Common carp in the 50-pound range. There's some big ones down here, folks. You're very welcome. Let's see, striper. I think I got like a 18-pound striper down here a couple years ago. My biggest fish down here was a lake sturgeon. Yeah, I'm really proud of that one. That was a 124-pound lake sturgeon. That was years ago. I caught that when the water was low on this light gear, and I ran dang near down, not this bridge behind us, but the next bridge down. I about made it down there before I finally got that big brood in. Took some measurements of her and took a picture. I believe that's somewhere on YouTube. I made a short feed out of it. Oh yeah, there's some big ones down here. Like last year I got a 50 plus. A 50-pound flathead on live stream. Yeah, that one was one of the catfish that I got up, and I just kind of lifted it up a couple feet off the ground and said, okay guys, that's good enough. I couldn't lift it by myself. That was on a piece of skipjack herring, I believe, on that one. Freshly caught. And that was like dead of summer, too. It was like right at the evening times. I'd just caught a nice fresh skipjack. Just cut a big chunk out there. I was messing with gar, basically. And that flathead hit. $99 people in and 130 thumbs up. We made it to 130 thumbs up. That's just incredible. Let's see. NJ, what's going on? How you doing, Mark? How you doing, my friend? Let's see. Mark says, what's up, MVP? I'm sorry, felt the need to make a joke. Let's see. NJ says, MVP Mike. Let's see. Randy says the world record's 125 pounds. Yep. They get some massive flathead, folks. So 80's not, it's getting near towards that world record, but it's still not there. Read my comment again. What I miss here? Let's see. What's up, MB? Oh. Ah ha ha ha. No worries, buddy. Let's see NJ pick his butt off with a thumbs up. I appreciate it, my friend. I'm gonna get you back for that one. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna see it coming. It's still gonna hurt. Oh, good googly. I hope that was worth it. I really do. I really do. I really hope that was worth that, NJ. Oh, boy. You know me. I do. I do. I was looking like, what joke? What joke? MB. Oh. Yep. So far, if you're wondering, NJ, we've caught 6 big freshwater drums so far. Biggest was over 8 pounds. No catfish as of yet. I did have one thing. I got right to the bank. I think it was a channel about 2 pounds. Popped right off, right at the bank. Because you know how you can get those smaller channel right in the whisker. And they'll come off on you. You can see the river's like flooding. I mean, where I put my rods, it's going underwater right now. We're within just a few inches of flood stage. I thought this would be a good thing to do. I usually don't fish this river this high of water because it's a pain in the butt, really. Oh, big carp. Big carp, folks. Man, that was a big one. That was a grass carp, probably 20 plus. That was big. That was like right in there, really. Not too far to the left. That's a big sucker there, folks. That was a 4-footer easy. That fish came totally out of water chasing some bait fish. A little fry or something. He's probably eating his own kin. Cannibalistic sucker. I'm gonna put a couple kernels of corn on here. Yeah, this is fermented corn, so they should be able to find this stuff. This is one step from corn. About time I brought a couple of those big guys in here. We're just going to add a couple of extra kernels of corn to that. And that's right where she was, too. That was a big one, folks. That was a 4-footer. I've been seeing a lot of 8 and 10 pound drum in here, but that was freaking massive grass carp, folks. It's always amazing how shallow those big suckers can come in here. That wasn't within a few feet of where I'm casting, like 10, maybe 8 or 10 feet from the bank. Let's see, Randy says, that log in the water looks like a gator's head. Yeah, I'm standing right where they usually build the campfires, to be honest. That's how high the water is. Kind of does look like that, doesn't it? Miss Giggy says, fingers crossed, extra. Miss Giggy says, NJ. NJ says, Miss Giggy, hey. And John C, what's going on? How you doing, John C? John C says, hey, Mike. See, John C says Miss Giggy. NJ just says John C, my man. John says, hey, NJ. NJ says, boy. MBP. Let's see Southern, what's going on? How you doing, Southern? Southern says beautiful. With the heart emojis. Sending love from Tennessee. Awesome, my friend. We're down in St. Louis, Missouri. Yep, we're on the mighty, muddy, flooding Mississippi River. Let's see, Miss Giggy says John. Let's see, NJ says LMAOL, whatever. I see 9 people in and 132 thumbs up. Incredible. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, and I hope you're having an awesome Sunday. I saw you catching a lot of those crappie earlier today. It's just kind of a shame that that spot you're probably going to need Starlink to get a crystal clear imagery. There are spots down here like that too, NJ, where there are some massive fish. It's just I can't get a daggone signal. Let's see, Miss Giggy with the NJ and the winky emoji. Better watch it there. She bites. Let's see, John C says, Mississippi River. Oh, I get it. Oh boy, folks. Yep, the sun's, what time is it? Well, 3:44, huh? Let's see, Rangley says, hello from Maine. It's snowing here. Dang. It's about 65 degrees down here. We got like 15 to 20 mile per hour winds right up above this levee right now. We're kind of in a cubby hole, so we're kind of getting kept from that too badly. Hope it's not too bad. Snow in March, huh? That was in April. Good. Had to count that one out. Let's see, Ringley says, I did Mississippi a fish this morning, probably 6 times out of this year. That's the first bite I've had outside in the rain for an hour this morning. That's a tough. At least you got one bite. See, John says, it rained here lightly for 15 minutes. We got some sprinkles this morning. Kind of made me think twice about going out, but then cleared up, blue skies. I checked the weather forecast and they said no more rain, so I figured, might as well go out. See, Randy says the water temperature is 40 here still. We're in the mid 50s, so it's not really that much warmer. We're getting a lot of runoff from up north. Keeps this river cold pretty much all season. It'll get into the 70s during the hottest part of the summer. See, Miss Kiki says bedtime over here. Have a good one, Mike. See you in the next one. All right, Miss Giggy, thank you for dropping by and have a great rest of your night. Enjoy your sleep, my friend. Let's see, Glenn, what's going on? How you doing, Glenn? Glenn says hi. How you doing today, Glenn? Glenn says good. Good to hear, my friend. Always good to have a positive weekend. Probably because we still got plenty of worms, so no worries about that. Since we got all little babies left, so I think I'm about out of my big night crawler. Doesn't mean we can't get some bites. Just these little red worms, they don't last on the hook as long as the bigger ones. Put those back in there just in case we need them. Put some fresh ones on here. Yeah, and this river's up high enough to where you really, really need to keep your baits fresh out there, which means also casting your baits in pretty much the same spot every time because you want to keep that line of scent going. If you keep like one over there, one over there, one over there, one over there, it's hard for those fish to track down that food. That worm turned around so I can work. Still not enough worm. Not enough. I think that'll do. That's a nice. Nice little chunk of wormy.
Nice bite, Mike.
Okay, I'm getting some pretty big drum. Said, okay, getting some pretty big drum. You should have been down here yesterday evening. Got a big old, like, 10-pound blue cat sitting here.
Oh, yeah?
One nice channel catfish, whole bunch of drum. Water's up, ain't it?
Yeah.
What's this? Pretty much blood stage. I also see we're getting some insects that are getting blown off these trees too. I'm sure hoping for a big catfish right now. That wind's getting worse up there. You guys can probably hear it in the background. Alright, let's keep it pretty good. Check that chat. See what's going on. You guys just tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps out the channel so much. Let's see, Wrangley says, still ice in the big lake yet. Wow, we haven't been frozen in since February. Glenn says hi. Glenn says good. Wrangley says there's a guy I follow, Greg Judy. He does live stocking grayling there in Missouri. Great guy if you're into that. Let's see, I'll probably have to check that out. Let's see, Randy says Green Pasture Farms. I got you, my friend. Yeah, I'll probably have to check into that. So 9 people still in, 9 popping between 9 and 11. And then another train coming behind us, folks. Should be by here momentarily. Yeah, she's moving about 20, so might want to turn your volumes down for just a minute. It says, sheep and cattle. You'll like them. All right, I'll definitely have to check that out. Yep, that engine will be high in about 10 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that should cut the volume down. Yeah, it's those engines that make all that noise. Trains are actually pretty quiet. Got sand on my screen. How'd I get there? So I started this feed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, kind of a slow day. I do know that. We usually get like 10, 15 of those drum down here. But we got some bigger ones today. I haven't seen any catfish today. Still a little early in the day for them down here. They seem to be hitting like right around sunset down here recently. I don't think we're gonna make it that long. Every once in a while, I look down the edge of this stuff here, and I can see these small trees and stuff moving. What those are is those big grass carp in there in the shallows, and they're grabbing onto the leaves on those trees, and they're yanking them off. So they're basically just grazing up and down these shorelines like cattle. They prefer to eat vegetable matter, but they will eat some live stuff if they get the opportunity and they don't have any other choice. They prefer to eat vegetable stuff. Like most omnivores, they'll eat other things. Hard pressed to find any species of fish that's a full herbivore. What the heck? Oh, that's a big. Check that out, folks. That's what these guys are eating down here. Check that out. They're getting knocked off the trees. Yeah, that wind's knocking those insects right out of the trees down here. $11 people still in and 135 thumbs up. That's just incredible, my friends. Hard pressed for me to ever get over 100. I believe my record's like 214. Now that was a 6-hour feed, of course. I don't do those very often anymore, unless I'm out with friends. It's just so much work to do those long live feeds by yourself. Most of the live feeds I do are between like 2 to 4 hours, so. And we just broke by the 4-hour mark. Yeah, well, we got 2 minutes before we break the 4-hour mark now. Oh, all right.
So that pop up. Oh, little stinker. Man, pop up. How'd I miss that fish? I was letting it peck on it pretty good. That's me on that other rod. It's hitting it very good. I don't miss it. We're kind of making these worms look bigger than they actually are. By gobbing these up, hooking them straight through the head, and just lining them up right on that very tip of that head, to make this. Oh, whoa, dude. Man, that hit that hard. Just double that for a second. Still hitting it too. Feel like it's on there. Slide that right back down. Hopefully it'll keep on hitting it. Another nice bite. Yeah. It can be frustrating when they do that. Just pick up that rod, dut, 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 and then one more good, and that was it. Looks like you got the majority of that worm off. Just those couple little pulls. Kind of amazing they can do that, actually. Back in. That's right back where that was. It was like right about maybe a hair to the left, but that's pretty close. Pretty dang on close. Tight. Looking pretty good again. Yeah, that's just a little bit further over to the right, but not much. Man, that bites on both rods there. It's just
They're doing some nibbling crap right now. See, Randy says, sheep and cattle. Randy says, sorry, didn't mean to disturb the chat. No worries. You weren't disturbing anyone. Let's see, 7 people in and 136 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. More than welcome to talk and chat. Our basic rules are pretty self-explanatory. Please keep the religion out and the politics. We don't agree on that stuff. Racism, yeah, keep that out of chat. Same thing with I don't know, close rod.
Popping it. Man. I'm really popping it. Get over there in time. Plus, I got the stuff in my way, obviously. Oh, you little stinker. Oh, at least I got the set hook on it that time. I don't know what that is. Probably a big freaking grass carp or something. Say, you're no worries, Wrangley. I read every single piece of chat, so I know if anyone's breaking community guidelines. You were just fine. Looks like we're probably going to have to push the camera a little bit further to the left again. We are getting
Higher and higher every minute of the day.
Looks like okay again. Pushing our bait back further and further.
What's going on in chat here? Yeah, we're getting bites. I just gotta hook up to one of these guys. Yeah, our backup cell phone only lasts about 3 hours, so. All right, 9 people in and 136 thumbs up. Incredible, my friends. You guys are enjoying the show today. Yeah, we got a thing of homemade coffee down here, so got something to keep my throat from getting too dry. Let's see, PA says, do you make sure your hooks aren't rubber? Yeah, they're not rubber. I changed them suckers. That rubber hook, and I don't know where it went, but it went somewhere. Yeah, if you don't know this about the fishing, folks, every box of hooks you buy, there's going to be one rubber hook in that box. Guarantee it. It sounds like a joke, but it kind of is and it kind of isn't. Jeez. Yeah, that sucker's just obliterating some insects floating down, and that grass carp is just having himself a time and a half. Probably what I'm getting hitting right now. What was that? That was about a 20-pound grass carp. The wind's blowing some insects out of the trees down here, and he's coming up and just obliterating some of them whenever he gets a chance. See, PA's laughing his butt off. Close rod.
Got him, folks. Got him. That's not as big as that fish out there, but well, he's running. He's running in with it. All right. That's not what I've been seeing hitting the surface, but still. That's our 7th of the day. Nice, like pound freshwater drum. Gorgeous fishing. Yeah, he was doubling it. I mean, I thought for sure that was something bigger than that, but number 7. And there goes our resident geese right down the river again. Hi, buddies. Number 7. Gorgeous fish, folks. Gotta love doing this. Gotta love it. All right, buddy. Get the hook out of you real quick. Yeah, we've got our barb pinched down, so those hooks come out extremely easily. All right, buddy. See you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. We're still catching fish, folks. Don't scroll on yet. You never know what MVP is going to catch next. Go. Got off. Get some more wormies on here. Our bank is disappearing quickly. I mean, I was standing up here earlier, and now it's gone. Got him. Yikes. Yeah, that's it. I got him that time. Boy, that is fighting, man. That doesn't even feel like a grass carp. That feels like a catfish. Oh, boy. That is not shaking its head at all. Oh, that's big, whatever it is. Come on, fish, stop. Don't get into that stuff. Yep, she's suddenly realized she's hooked. Look at that fish just take off up current. That's a big one, folks. What we got? Oh, yeah, it's a massive fish, folks. Just gigantic. Jeez, well, please. Make sure that drag's set right, just in case this fish takes off on me. What do we got? I still ain't seen her good. Bouncing that top dorsal fin. I think we got a common. Oh yeah, gigantic common carp. Oh man, that is a big common carp. Yeah, I feel her just bouncing that top dorsal fin. That is one big common carp, folks. 20 plus. Seen it yet, Mike? Dead, massive common carp. Oh yeah? Yeah, over 20. Yep. I think I can get her as long as I can get her into the bank. I gotta weaken her first. Yeah, that back dorsal fin is just. That's a telltale when you see that big orange tail. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, my friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, man, that's got one big old carp, folks. Pierre's been waiting for it. I got one of your fishies, Pierre, and he don't like it. Yeah, that's a heavy-duty jig head. Hopefully I've got her hooked good. Look at that fish run, man. Way up current. That 8-pound test.
I know. You catch my corn?
That was on worm.
Oh yeah.
I was on a big gob of night crawlers right by the bank. That's
Yeah,
one
pretty
big
good
old
one.
common carp. Look at the size of that. That's probably a 25. Come on, big girl. Don't get into them trees. Get out of them trees, buddy. Get out of them trees, big guy. Well, I hope I tied that knot good. Knock on wood, keep your fingers crossed. We got her in for you guys to at least see for a second there.
What happened to the damn dip net you had, Mike?
It snapped in two. Yeah, it got a 40-pound grass carp and it bent. So it didn't make it a season. I should be okay with this guy. Usually I'm okay with carp. Now it's big grass carp that are tough. I mean, I can land a 40-pound blue cat relatively easily, but a 10-pound grass carp, man, those suckers are tough. That is a massive common carp, folks. Keep your head up. Keep your head up, buddy. Oh, yeah, that is one huge common carp, folks. That is a brute of a carp. Come here, big guy. I got him good. Hopefully I can keep him in. I don't want to touch this line because this fish is one massive carp, folks. See, did not like being touched. I got him hooked right smack on that jaw, too. Yeah, that's a 20 plus. Yep, I think we got him, folks. Yeah, that is a big common carp. Holy roly moly. Jig head crawler technique. That's a 1/2 ounce jig head with just a big gob of night crawler. Yeah, I got a friend from UK that's been waiting for me to get one of these big brutes on. Look this out, folks. Yeah, that's a 20 plus. Yeah, when my arms buckle, that is a big fish. Yeah, that is big. What do you think? 20? 20, 22 pounds? I leap on the nose. Gorgeous fish, folks. Gotta love doing this, folks. Gotta love it. Yep, bright orange. He's in there nesting. She definitely hasn't dropped the rigs yet. We're gonna let her get back in the water here in just a second.
Hold on, Mike. Keep it up. Came up here too good.
There you go. I'm glad you're having fun. Not me.
Got it.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to get him in here for a close-up, and then we're going to get him back in the water. Yeah, we're going to let her get back in here, lay her rigs, and get back to doing her thing. Now, that is a brute of a carp, folks. 20 plus. I'm going to go about 22 on this one.
I go at least that.
All right, girl.
At least.
Hey, girl. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, well, at least you didn't dislocate my jaw. I've had a couple of them dislocate my jaw over the years. I think I'm getting a little old for this.
I didn't know you was that old, Mike.
58.
Yeah.
58 and 58 years young.
What you caught today?
7 freshwater drum. One between about a pound and 8 pounds. And that carp. Not today. I've been getting them during the evening time. So.
Yeah, when the sun's going down.
Yep. The last couple catfish I caught, the sun was set and the moon was coming out. I mean, the stars were starting to come out. It was getting so dark down here.
Who's the other guy?
Steven, I tried. He didn't get nothing. Surprising. I've been trying to get him on some. Let's see, 5 people still in. Incredible, my friends. I see 142 thumbs up. Awesome. I think we're gonna call it, folks. That's a good way to end the feed. I'm gonna shout you guys out. Let's see. PA says don't horse them. I wasn't horsing them, PA. Give me that daggone break. Let's see. PA says easy does it. Let's see. Hog, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Hog says let's go. Yeah, another awesome channel, Hog Fishing. He does some bass fishing. He's been trying to get some catfish and bluegill. Yeah, I think we're going to call her. I'm just going to shout out everyone here. Hog says, take it slow. Hog says, giant. Very nice. Says, heck yeah. Let's see, Randy says, river hogs. That was a river monster for sure. Let's see, Sean, what's going on? How you doing, Sean? Sean says hi. Care Bear says, that's huge. Let's see, Sean says, wowzer. Let's see, False North Jason, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Let's see, Hog says, nice one. Let's see, Jason says hi. Let's see, Hog says, good to see you. Yep, see you later. Let's see, Sean says, that was a heck of a fish. Yes, it was, my friends. I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Yep, 7 big freshwater drum and that monster carp we just got. Yeah, I'm just gonna have my good luck. Stay safe. Hope to see you on the water, my friends. Keep doing what you love. Keep them lines tight. I'll see you on the next one. Like I said, have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye.